Okay, so next up, let us talk about link decorations over here. We can basically modify the behavior when there is some link on the web page. We can modify that, how the link will behave if I click on it, if I hover on it, if I visited the link, right? So we're gonna be seeing about that right now. So over here I have already created this link tag previously, so I'm just going to uncomment this out, and this is the link that we were dealing with previously, right? So now we're going to be modifying this link with the help of some CSS properties, and let's see how we can do that. Okay, so first thing what I'm going to do is I have only a tag over here, right? So only one a tag, right? So I can just directly say that in my CSS some properties I want to apply over the a, right? So now we're going to be seeing that what things to change. So just starting with a very simple one, let's say I want the color of my a to be something like yellow, okay, which is very bright. So let me just make it red maybe. So there it is. So normally also we can just change some properties about let's say the color of the text will be changed of the anchor tag like this only, right? But now we're going to be seeing that what different things we can do. Let's say if I hover over this link, so I just want this link to behave have some different behaviors, right? Let's say maybe change the color of the text, maybe when I click on this then some properties change in that case, right? So now let's see about that. So for that what we do is we basically define that for this property a, I will be having some sub property, right? So basically I'm going to say for a, I'm just going to say link, right? So this is basically applicable, so applies to the links that have not yet been visited. So if a link that has not been visited yet, this thing will be applied over that, right? So if I just save this right now, you see that this is turned back to the default color because this has already been visited, right? If I try to add another anchor tag, and over here let me just save it for now, okay, and if I just say over here link color red, let me just try to change the domain. So there it is, right? So this link has not been visited yet, so the color is now red because this is just going to highlight that this is some link which we have not clicked yet, so that is in red color. But as soon as I click it, okay, and if I just come back, and again the color has now changed to the default color, right? So I'll just remove this for now. Okay, next up we can also define some behaviors when the links has been visited, right? So I'll say that a visited, then I want to do something else. Maybe I will just say that the color will be green, okay? So now if I save it, and if I just come back over here, and I'll click on the link, if I come back, so it should change the color. Just a second. Yeah, so the color has been changed to green, and this is gonna just depict that yes, my link has been visited, right? And then I can also deal with hover. So a colon hover, and maybe I'll say that color some different color. Let's say maybe this one, yeah, this one, okay, coral, okay. So now if I go and if I try to hover, so you see the color is now changing when I am hovering over the link, right? And these are the like few ways in which we can modify this. So now let's see one more example and maybe try to modify this part a bit more. Maybe I will add more CSS properties just to make this part a bit more interesting, right? Okay, so now let's say that this is a link that I have, and maybe I just want that when the link is not visited and when the link is visited, in that case I want to make some changes to the link, and in case of hovering, and there is one more property that we have, that is active, right? Active is when we are clicking the link, so a colon active will be used over there, right? So I'll say that in case of link and in case of visited, I want some common properties. So I'm just going to remove this for now. So over here, what I'm going to say is, let me just say, I'll add a background color. Okay. So just gonna add some random background color over here. So F4 336. So this one. Okay. And color I'll change to white, right? And if I save it, so something like this is gonna be appearing. Okay, maybe I can add some padding in this. So padding maybe 15 px and 20 px. Yeah, it's fine. And maybe yeah, there is one more thing we can do over here. So there is this thing called text decoration. This is majorly used to, you know, remove the underlines, and also if I do it none, so you see the underline is now removed, right? So now this is like a button that we have created. Now I'll say that if I hover over it, and there is one more property I told you, active, right? When I am clicking on it, then active is then it is going to consider it as active, right? So in this case, I am just gonna say that color, I'm just gonna change the color a bit. Maybe let's make it a bit bluish. Yeah. Okay. So now if I save this and if I go back to my web page, so you see that now it is basically changing the color. So instead of changing the color, I am gonna change the background color, right? So just gonna remove this, save it. Okay, now see the button is now changing the color, right? And if I click on it, if I come back, so you see the color is red because it has been visited. So I'm basically making the color as red over here. You can modify it further on. You can say that if the link is visited, some other color has been, like the button color has changed. But now what I have is, there is a button that I've created which is looking like a button, but it is actually a link that I'm clicking on and maybe changing some properties with the help of the CSS over here, right? So in this way you can play around and you can make some interactive you know, clickable links, and you can modify according to the style of your page.